He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Braj and the holder of the great hill named Govardhan. He is a beloved son of Mother Yashoda and the delighter of Braj, inhabitants of Braj. And he's a lover of the cowherd maidens of Braj and the holder of the great hill of Govardhan. He's a beloved son of Mother Yashoda and the delighter of the inhabitants of Braj. And he wanders in the forests along the banks of the river Yamuna. Srila Prabhupada was very fond of this song and sang it just before Srila Prabhupada's lectures. In Allahabad and in Gorakhpur, Srila Prabhupada fell into a trance after singing the first two lines. And after some time, Srila Prabhupada came back into external consciousness and said, "Now just chant Hare Krishna." Srila Prabhupada said that this song is a picture of Vrindavan. Everything is there. Srimati Radharani, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Yashoda, and all the cowherd boys. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jashoda Nandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Jashoda Nandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Jashoda Nandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री राधा गिरधारी भगवान की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश भगवान की जय. श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय. श्री श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. श्री श्री निताई गौरचंद्र भगवान की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. निताई गौरचंद्र प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Shri Shri Gauranga ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswamiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharine. Nirvishesha Shundavadi Pashatare Sarine. Jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone today to the Srimad Bhagavatam discourse. Today we are discussing from Canto 3, chapter 27, verse number 24. As hopefully you can see it on your screen, this verse. So please, if you can repeat after me. Bhukta Bhoga Parityakta Drushta Dosha Cha Nityasaha Nityashaha Neshvar Yasya Shubham Dhatte Sve Mahimni Sthiyasya Cha. Yes. I hope everybody can read this. It's legible on your screen. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just 1 second, please. Zoom a bit more. Bhukta Bhoga Parityakta Drushta Dosha Cha Nityashaha Neshwarasya Shubham Dhatte Sve Mahimni Sthitasya Cha. Bhukta Bhoga Parityakta Drushta Dosha Cha Nityashaha Neshwaryasya Shubham Dhatte Sve Mahimni Sthitasya Cha. Bhukta Bhoga Parityakta Drushta Dosha Cha Nityashaha Neshwarasya Shubham Dhatte Sve Mahimni Sthitasya Cha. The word to word synonyms, translations, and purports by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If you'd like to repeat after me, please. Bhukta, enjoyed. Bhoga, enjoyment. Parityakta, given up. Drushta, discovered. Dosha, faultiness. Cha, end. Nityashaha, always. Na, not. Ishwarasya, of the independent. Ashubham, harm. Dhatte, she inflicts. Sve mahimni, in his own glory. Sthitasya, situated. Cha, end. So, enjoyed, enjoyment. Giving up, discovered. Faultliness, and always not of the independent harm she inflicts in his own glory, situated end. Right. Translation. By discovering the faultliness of his desiring to lord it over material nature, and by therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. Purport. Because the living entity is not actually the enjoyer of the material resources, his attempt to lord it over material nature is, at the ultimate issue, frustrated. As a result of frustration, he desires more power than the ordinary living entity, and thus wants to merge into the existence of the supreme enjoyer. In this way, he develops a plan for greater enjoyment. When one is actually situated in devotional service, that is his independent position, a less intelligent man cannot understand the position of the eternal servant of the Lord. Because the word servant is used, they become confused. They cannot understand that this servitude is not the servitude of this material world. To be the servant of the Lord is the greatest position if you can understand this and can thus revive one's original nature of eternal servitorship of the Lord. One stands fully independent. A living entity's independence is lost by material contact. In the spiritual field, he has full independence, and therefore there is no question of becoming dependent upon the three modes of material nature. This position is attained by a devotee, and therefore he gives up the tendency for material enjoyment after seeing his faultiness. The difference between a devotee and an impersonalist is that an impersonalist tries to become one with the Supreme so that he can enjoy without impediment, whereas a devotee gives up the entire mentality of enjoying and engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. This is his constitutional glorified position. At that time, he is Ishvara, fully independent. The real Ishvara or Ishvaraha Paramaha, the Supreme Ishvara or Supreme Independent is Krishna. The living entity is Ishvara only when engaged in the service of the Lord. In other words, transcendental pleasure derived from loving service to the Lord is actual independence. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I'll just try and see if I can move this. If there's any change, because there is a now the window is up, there is no curtain, and there's a lot of light in my face. Anyway, we continue with our discussion now. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drushta dosha sanitya neshwarasya shubham dhate swa mahimni sthitasya cha. We'll do our prayers quickly, if you can decide with me, please. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Granthrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we are the verse number again today. We sing the verse 327-24. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drushta dosha cha nityashah neshwaras sya shubham dhatte sve mahimni sthitasya cha. Translation: by discovering the faultiness in his desiring to lord it over material nature and thereby giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. So here in this verse, the one word which stands out is this word, Ishwarasya, of the independent. Now, this particular word, this particular tendency of being independent is the cause of our material bondage. As Srila Prabhupada states, that when we wanted to lord it over material nature, we wanted to become God, before even material nature, when we wanted to become God, to be experiencing things like that Krishna is experiencing, at that stage, our fall down begins. And our contact with material nature begins. At that point in time, Krishna gives us full arrangement and facility of being God, being independent away from Krishna, to enjoy material nature. So this particular Ishwarasya tendency is problematic. When we see, I'm sorry, I just wanted to quickly check my verse preparations here. Right. So when one sees through self-realization, when one sees that one's own dosha, one can see. Dosha is the faultiness in bhoga, of his enjoyment of the material nature. Let me see if I can still keep the sharing, please, just in case. keep sharing it. Right, okay, we are here with the sharing. So, the word Ishwarasya is important in this verse, meaning being independent. When one sees through self-realization, he sees his dosha, his faultiness. And what is his faultiness? That he sees his faultiness of in bhoga, that is in enjoyment, this bhoga, enjoyment tendency. So this particular verse actually summarizes a living being's struggle with material existence and how this living entity actually is constantly is attacked and attracted to material nature, and in the bondage of the material nature loses his independence. See, when one is completely frustrated in his position as an enjoyer, Ishwaraham aham bhogi, then he starts the process of realization. In the frustrated position, after enjoyment in the material world for so many thousands of years, I think you cannot see me now because of the glare, the sun coming. Let me try and with myself here, if I can. Okay. Anyway, so with this many births and deaths in this material world, when a living entity being frustrated by trying to be independent, Ishwaraham aham bhogi, when he starts to see, I am the monarch, I'm the Ishwar, I'm the God of what I see. I don't like this, I like this, I hate this, I don't like this, I hate that. All these things keep coming. In the material world also, if you see, normally when people meet who are not really devotees, who don't talk about Krishna, they start talking about, oh, I don't like this. Oh, yesterday's program on television, this was not right. That was not good. I hate this. I hate that. He spoke very badly. He spoke this badly. Who's asking you for your opinion, man? Nobody asks for your opinion. In that position, when one is constantly being judging everybody, Ishwaraham aham bhogi, very few, after many births, they get completely frustrated from this position of enjoyer. And then what happens when the position of enjoyment is, after being frustrated, this position of enjoyment? In that position, he starts to endeavor using his mind. He thinks how to go forward. He starts to think about realization. Think about what is this life? Where did I come from? Am I the real independent person? Am I the real God? No, I'm not, because I'm suffering. I'm suffering. People surrounded me are suffering. He starts to get less interested in surrounding things. And that's when he starts to achieve the process of self-realization. He's convinced that this is not the way to go forward. Only then in this state of frustration, he takes to the process of self-realization very seriously. Now, to achieve this self-realization, one immediately talks and takes the shelter of one's own mental capacity of thinking. You see, that is the first thing, the first problem that happens. He immediately starts to take shelter of one's own ability of thinking without accepting someone else's authority. Now, he starts to use his intelligence. He starts to apply logic to finding the cause and then the cure of the material nature. But after a long stint of being a speculator gnani, in this way he gets frustrated. Even by being a gnani, he gets frustrated. And after being frustrated, he desires for more power, as Srila Prabhupada writes in the previous purports. that more power, again, this is the problem. Again, the independent attitude continues. Although he wants to get rid of independence, he starts to get more, enjoy more power, wanting more power to enjoy. At this stage is very tricky, you see. Because this stage is a stage where Mayavad comes into play after Gnani, after being a Gnani. Because in the Mayavad stage, you'll be surprised to know, those who have been in the school of Mayavad would agree with me, that initially they also do deity worship. You see, Prabhupada also says this. They also perform deity worship. But they say that when you accept sannyas, at that advanced stage, you give up deity worship because you realize that even the deity is material form of the Lord. And then they start to worship Brahman. Now, again, in the impersonal Brahman, who has no form and senses, how can he apply his senses? So you see, he starts his quest by understanding that there is faultiness here, dosha. In this dosha, in this faultiness, what is the faultiness? Of enjoyment. The faultiness is to enjoy separately from Krishna, the creator, of being independent. And because of that, he starts to speculate. After being frustrated in speculation, he starts to think about merging with the impersonal effulgence. It is very interesting to know that being impersonal is very easy. Being personal is very difficult. In fact, very, very difficult to understand and to appreciate that everything that has been created is coming from one particular source. And that is a person, that source is a person, God is a person. It is very difficult to appreciate. It's not easy. And after that frustration, after the speculation is over, one comes to the point of Brahman realization, where again there is no satisfaction of the senses, because there is only eternity existing. Now, this is a very frustrated position. I have seen it personally. I can give an example of this actually. Many years ago, there was a Mayavadi sannyasi, a big preacher of Bhagavatam. So he would speak Bhagavad Saptas, had come to Auckland, New Zealand. In this Auckland, New Zealand, when he came, he was. Let me just see if I can put it on my mobile phone. This and in that, if there is any way where you can see me, just 1 second, please. So that way, at least you can see me, I think. Sorry, let it be. So this Mayavadi sannyasi who came, he gave 7 days Bhagavad Saptas, and everyone was very impressed by him. Very well-known person. I will not name that person. He is very, very well-known. But he said that, he had actually, a person who told me this was himself a Brahmin, a Hindu priest from one of the big temples here in Auckland. And he said to me that he would be visiting this particular sannyasi every day and at different times. And he told me that I was so surprised, Ambarish, that this person never slept. He gave whole day classes on gave discourse on Bhagavatam, and at the same time, he would be in the night, he would read, prepare for the next day. So one time, it was around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and he visited the sannyasi there. And he was busy reading and doing all those things, you see. At that stage, he asked him that, Swamiji, you don't even sleep. This is such a great thing you are doing, And in this position, how you are surely going to become liberated. There is no question that you will not be liberated. He said, you'll have moksha. The word used was moksha. They have got this moksha concept. So this sannyasi said, no, I don't think I'll get moksha. He admitted that privately to him. He said, how can you not get moksha? You are speaking so much in Bhagavatam. You conquer your sleep. Your senses are under your control. How is it? He said, I'll not get moksha because I have not controlled my tongue. Just see. Srila Prabhupada says in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the first thing you do is controlling the tongue. He said, I have not controlled my tongue. And we said, how? He said, see, I cannot get over my need to eat kachoris. And true. In fact, another person who attended that particular saptah, he said that this sannyasi made a big announcement during the saptah to say that tomorrow, all you ladies, make nice kachoris and bring it for me. Actually, he told the audience to do that. And people got kachoris next day for him. You see, and he ate nicely. So he said to this Brahmin that I cannot become liberated because I cannot give up the fault of eating kachori. Now, this was his problem. And he admitted this problem. Whereas, if the same tendency is there for a devotee, a bhakti yogi, of eating kachoris, the problem is immediately solved for a devotee. Because what he does is, whatever he cooks, first of all, he cooks for Krishna. But even with fault, he cooks for himself, but offers for Krishna. Krishna is so kind that just by accepting his personal form and his glory, Krishna mercifully accepts their offering and gives back their offering as prasad. So that particular devotee, although having tendency, is purified. You see? So the tongue is automatically controlled. Now this process of tongue control for that Mayavadi sannyasi was so difficult at that advanced stage. And his big name, his very big name. Whereas here, in our nectar of instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jihiva Vegam Udarupastha Vegam. His first stage, one who can control his power of speech and tongue, can control his anger, bellies, and genitals. So the first point that sannyasi could not control, and we devotees, although completely imperfect, we can control this. This is the process of Krishna consciousness, Bhakti Yoga. And because of this, to the extent that we are surrendered unto Krishna, to that extent, we are completely independent. In the sense that our independence is dependent upon Krishna. And when Krishna is satisfied, then the three modes of material nature would give us some relief. Otherwise, it is impossible to get that relief. You see? So devotees are independent to the extent of their surrender unto Krishna. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyaham mamam vartamanu vartante manushyaha pata sarvasah. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly, Krishna says. You see? But this goes even deeper. Now, it is said that the development of Krishna consciousness is exhibited by proportionate material detachment or vairagya. So all devotees, we are completely rasikas. We enjoy vairagya, detachment. As devotees, if we are not rasikas for vairagya or detachment, then there is some fault in our devotional service. But generally speaking, devotional service is so powerful that even at the very first stage of person becoming a devotee, he experiences vairagya. You see? So if one does not separate himself from material enjoyment, it is to be understood that he is not advancing in Krishna consciousness. This is a very important point to be understood for us as prospective and practicing bhakti yogis. That if we are not able to separate ourselves from material enjoyment, we are not advancing that much. So we should somehow or other hang up our tendency for doing this. Okay, now, this particular this particular point is very nicely uh, 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 mentioned and clarified by Krishna in chapter 2, verse number 64. How to become free from material enjoyment, material attachment? That question is there. This is how one can become free. Krishna says, I'll just enlarge this again. Here is the verse. Raga dvesha vimukhtaistu vishayan indriyaischaran atma vishair vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Translation. One who can control his senses by practicing the regulated principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. I'll do this again. Yep, here it is. One who can control his senses by practicing the regulated principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord and thus become free from all attachment and aversion. Here is the clue. Here's the answer given by Krishna on how to become free from attachment and aversion. We all have this question. This is the answer given. So, here in this particular verse, the words Atma Vishayar Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigacchati. This is very important. This is very significant. Let us concentrate upon these words. Now see, Atma Vishayan, meaning one who has control over Vidheyatma, one who follows regulated freedom. Prasadam, the mercy of the Lord, Adhigacchati, attains. So one has to follow the regulated principles of freedom. This have to be understood. And this comes through parampara. Why parampara it comes through? Because ultimately it is Krishna excuse me, instructing about how to achieve him, how to love him, how to become spiritually enlivened, and from the material bondage become completely independent. This he says and instructs to his disciple. And that disciple instructs to his disciple. Like this, parampara comes into place. One cannot start parampara whimsically. You see? So, this process of control of the senses is given here. In the purport, it's a small purport, but Srila Prabhupada writes very beautifully. I'll just read through the purport. Let us read through the purport. It is already explained that one may externally control the senses by some artificial process. But unless the senses are engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is every evidence, there's every chance of a fault. Although the person in full Krishna consciousness may apparently be on the sensual plane, because of his being Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to sensual activities. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only with the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. Therefore, he is transcendental to all attachment. If Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. And if Krishna does not want, he shall not do that which he would not have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. Therefore, to act, sorry, I'm just trying to change this side. There's a chance of, so that if Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. And if Krishna does not want, he shall not do that which he would have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. Therefore, to act or not to act is within his control. because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord, which the devotee can achieve in spite of his being attached on the sensual platform. This is the point to be understood. That just by virtue of us accepting the importance and the significance, the authority of Krishna, serving him transcendentally, we are able to become independent. Otherwise, this independent attitude is always there with us in enjoying material nature. So the answer is, by being dependent upon our Creator who has created everything, we become independent. Otherwise, we are always dependent in the bondage of the material nature. You see, this is a point to be understood. Similarly, the very famous verse where Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Very famous verse. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me. This is how one surrenders. To be the cause of all causes and all that is, such a great soul is very rare. You see? So as we have understood our discussion, we started our discussion by understanding the word Ishwar, Ishwarasya, where this Ishwarasya, the tendency to become independent from God, from the Creator, gives us the bondage because we want to ultimately enjoy bhoga, enjoy the material nature, which is our dosha, it's our faultiness. Yeah. It's our faultiness. And after being completely frustrated of enjoying, when that one person who's serious and sincere, who's very rare, tries the process of self-realization. As he tries the process of self-realization, he falls into a trap of finding answers by his own means, thinking, speculating. By speculating over such a long period of time, many, many lifetimes, he again gets frustrated and then comes to the point of having some kind of a creator. Now, because of the tiny fault that he has, thinking he has, an aroha pantha, not avaroha pantha, he again gets victimized by the position of impersonal worship of God, which is very easy in this world. It's very difficult to understand and appreciate that one person manifests all these things, including us. So at that stage, after all this, we have discussed also how even great Mayavadi sannyasi existing today was finding it very hard to control his senses. Whereas the same process a devotee can easily control by offering whatever he has in the service of Krishna. You see, this is how Bhakti Yoga is far superior, because even at the basic stage, even at the non-advanced stage, a person starts controlling his senses. At this point in time, we discussed that how that particular person from the independent stage of enjoying material nature, being dependent, becomes dependent upon material nature, and when he transfers that dependence onto Krishna, the Creator, then he achieves detachment. Attachment is reduced. That we discuss from this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Raga dvesha vimukta istu vishayan indriyas charan atma vishayer vidhe atma prasadam adhigacchati. So one who can control his senses by practicing regulated principles of freedom. This is very important. Regulated principles of freedom. We are allowed to enjoy. What do we enjoy? We enjoy making Krishna enjoy. That is the point. Now that is the reason why we worship Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna. And we serve Radha Krishna and their associates so that they can enjoy best. Radha Krishna enjoy best. And when they are enjoying, we get enjoyment. This is the clue. This is the process of regulated principles of freedom. This comes from the parampara. Okay, and that is when it's possible when we get complete mercy of the Lord, we can obtain complete mercy of the Lord, and thus become free from all attachment and aversion. Yeah? And this is the point. Otherwise, to become a great soul, Mahatma, is very, very rare. If Krishna says it's very rare, then it is nearly impossible. So we depend upon our parampara system for these. This is what I could understand, and I realized from today's verse. I'll repeat the verse translation again before I finish. By discovering the faultiness of his desire to lord it over material nature, and by therefore giving it up, the living entity becomes independent and stands in his own glory. Now, all of you are very nice and important students. You also study these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. I certainly have not covered all the aspects of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially this particular verse. So please feel free if you like to share your realizations or if you have any questions. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any questions or comments somewhere. Okay, well, I think I'm trying to see if there's any questions or comments somewhere. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll finish our discussion today at this stage. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.